Welcome to the Phenomenal Podcast, an authentic forum where real conversations happen. I'm your host, Phen, and each episode features an unscripted chat with everyday people. Get ready for a genuine, raw discussion. Enjoy the conversation. What's up? It's episode 22 of the Phenomenal Podcast. Quick description really fast. I have 22 episodes recorded, and I released 22 episodes, but episode 19 had to be taken down for some legal issues, I guess we could say. So we're just going to jump from episode 18 to episode 20. I only get like 2 listeners of podcast right now, but if anybody listens to this one and is wondering why we jumped from 18 to 20, that's the reason. But for 22, I have Ben Fricks here with me, a longtime friend. How long do you think we've known each other?
I distinctly remember like 7th or 8th grade. I guess you were in 8th grade. I was in 7th grade.
Okay, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And yeah, your roommate and lifelong best friend was episode 21 of the podcast. So
let's go.
Yeah, I got you guys back to back, which is pretty cool. Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, 28 from East Cobb, Marietta. Grew up in the same town you did.
Yep.
Very similar, just kind of like in the church upbringing. I raced dirt bikes and work in construction.
Yeah. How long? You've raced dirt bikes like your whole life, right?
No.
Okay.
I've had dirt bikes from age like 6 to 14.
Uh-huh.
And then we got rid of them for a while, went to college, got into like engineering and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like dirt bikes. So picked it up again, just like went full bore into it.
Yeah, you do it pretty much every weekend, right? You're like
every other weekend. I ride pretty much every weekend,
okay.
But like race every other weekend, twice a month kind of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You are probably one of the most like well-rounded people I know, like in the terms of things that you are into and can do. Like in high school, you were a sponsored longboarder.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah. It's a weird thing to tell people, and like it's so hard to describe now. And like
yeah, that was a phase.
It was a phase. It's still relevant. Like I still have everything. Like I could go back to doing it any minute. I wouldn't be nearly as good as I used to be. It'd take a while to get back to it. But like I never like fully go out on a hobby. I just let it kind of like just sit in the background. Like if I want to pick this back up, like I'll go back.
Well, I thought you said you never fully go out. I was like, I don't know, man. Your hobbies tend to consume you.
Oh, no, 100% they do. Yeah, 100%.
But I was saying like it was a phase for you for sure, but like no one really talks about longboarding anymore. Like when we were in high school, like it was like a thing that people like, talked about. I don't think kids really get into it anymore the way that.
No, I've noticed that too. Like I'm still a part of like all the skate community, like groups and Facebook pages and all that stuff.
Right.
Like it's just not nearly as prevalent as it once was. And which I thought was interesting, like with COVID going on, like mountain bike sales and bicycle sales like skyrocketed. Right. But like skateboarding didn't. And like you'd think it'd be the opposite. Like just such an easy thing to get into.
Absolutely. Just skateboard or just longboarding or like skateboarding as a whole?
I think just skateboarding as a whole. Wow. From the way, like just my viewpoint of things. Yeah. But like I'm on the outside now, not looking in before I was on the, before when I was like on the inside looking out. Yeah. And like I knew the players, I knew like who the famous guys were to me. Yeah. And so like going to events and stuff like that, I like see it. But now I just kind of like watch from afar. Sure.
Whenever a skateboarding video pops up in my YouTube feed, I like get sucked in. And I wanted to be a skater so bad when I was younger.
It's like just labor of love and pain and like just like I think it's great. And like the same way with dirt biking, it teaches you responsibility and determination. Like if you can't get a trick and you're going to quit, what are you going to do for the rest of your life when you can't accomplish something in work? You're just going to quit. Yeah. So just keep trying. And also like it is like very fine line of like insanity. Like I have lost so much skin on my back, on my legs, And then like the next day I'm like, all right, we're just going to try this again and see what happens. Like not just being like, so I like absolutely destroyed myself yesterday and I'm in pain. So it's just like that fine line of insanity.
I remember you showing me this video of you bombing a hill, going down a turn, and you got hit by a car. And I was like, well, dude, what?
I hit the car fairly. I hit the car. My fault. Well, but you still made contact with the vehicle.
Yes. Right. Like while you were going down a very steep hill.
Yeah.
How fast did you go on those things?
I think my record. So, I mean, for like being I started driving when I was still skating.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I was 16, 17. I guess my record, I mean, I was getting heavier. When I first started skating with like older guys, I was always the slowest just because I didn't weigh enough. Like I'd always have to get in their drafts and like try to go that speed. But I think like my record's probably like 55, 60.
That is so fast when you're standing on a
I mean, like, but we were like in the tux. Like I had like a specially designed helmet.
Yeah,
like, I was invested in it. Like
those things
I remember, like buying that helmet, and being like, I'm in this now. Like I am invested in this. So
yeah, you looked like you wore like a latex suit, but
leather suit. Yeah, still have that. Still fits.
It still fits.
Yeah, dude.
That's big time.
Yeah.
It's been like 10 years since.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm sure it could use some fixing. There are definitely some holes in it from falling, but definitely could still go skate if I wanted to. I probably just wouldn't do well.
Yeah. So like what's another hobby you had?
Skating, dirt biking. I mean, there have been like little like niches of like just fixing things up, like repairing things.
You've always been that.
That's always just fun to me.
Oh, you're a big sign stealer. That was definitely a hobby of yours.
That was a hobby. Is that a legality thing now? Are we out of that jurisdiction?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great hobby. I think just for not great in the terms of stealing things, but great in the terms of like just building community and doing something ridiculous that like in the overall grand scheme of things did keep me out of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could have gotten in trouble, but like
100% could have gotten in trouble.
We were like good hoodlums.
You know? Yes. Like when when Schmidt yells "use," I think that's us. And like New Girl, he's use. Like, like I think that's us, but we weren't doing like absolutely diabolical things. Like we weren't graffitiing on like church property or anything like that.
No, we were just throwing Snapple bottles at road signs. And
do you remember the one came back in the car? Broke all the laws of physics.
I mean, I still
think about that.
Oh yeah.
To this day, when I was in physics class in college, and I was like, I really want to ask this question of like, so how did this happen? If all these numbers you're making up are real, tell me how did this happen? So
great times. I'll never forget how loud the noise was when I hit the sign coming off the loop.
I remember,
dude, it was so loud, and the sign was bent for a long time.
Oh yeah, they replaced it finally. And truthfully, with us stealing signs, we kept someone's job busy.
That's really fair.
You know, like we kept somebody employed.
Yeah, that's really fair. There's a Montague Road sign fairly close to my house, and I would love to take that one, but I don't have the tool. You have to have like the special tools, don't you? You probably still have them, but
no, it's a 1/2 inch and a 7/8.
Oh, okay, then just go.
Not that I have those at my house.
Oh no, of course not.
No. Cobb County Police, no.
Oh, dude, we did some crazy things. Remember playing hostage?
Dude, I played that once in college, and it just felt like it was like up at another level when we were playing in college, especially in Statesboro.
I'm sure. Josie and I have been like, maybe we should try to play like as adults, but I don't know how that would go. Like it could be great, or it could be bad.
Yeah. I think you definitely like have to have like a sit down and be like, all right, we're adults. We have to go to work either the next day or next week.
We can't get arrested.
So watch your speed.
Right.
These areas are no-goes. And we're being serious about it. Because I remember like dropping somebody off on Delk in like a bad neighborhood and just being like,
Yeah. I remember being dropped off one time, like at the Coke bottling plant, like in Dunwoody. And I was like, how the heck did you even get here in the time limit? For viewers or listeners that don't know this game that we're playing, so Hostage is a game of two teams. Or no, you can have as many teams as you want.
Yeah, as many as you want, as long as it's equal groups.
It's teams of 2 or 4. You had to have preferably 4. So you would have a driver and a navigator, and then 2 quote unquote hostages that were on your team. You swapped hostages with another team, and then you as a driver and your navigator, without the use of navigation, would take the other team's hostages, blindfold them. Yeah, you get like 20 minutes to get to a certain spot in the car. So you'd blindfold them and then drop them off, and wherever you got to in 20 minutes, and then they had to call their team, their driver and navigator, to come and find them. And the first team to get their quote unquote hostages and bring them back to the starting point won.
In the strategy, like, hey, we want to take these people too far away, because what if our people are super far away?
Right, like you guys go in the opposite directions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, should we start an adult hostage league? We can't call it hostage these days. We got to call it something else.
I just thought of a story that I'm not going to. Yeah, that maybe we should play. I wonder who we could get involved.
I think we could get some good characters involved.
Probably. Well, I mean, we need at least 8. So
I think that's doable.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So you're working in construction. We'll get a little more serious, because like maybe someone is out there listening and wants to work in construction or doesn't, or I don't know. Like what? I feel like this was always a path that I saw you going down, but you explored some other areas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got lost for a little bit.
Yeah, because you wanted to be an engineer.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Ben is one of the smartest people I know, but he doesn't know how to do math. But he could just look at an engine, take it apart, and put it back together. So
certain engines.
Okay.
Don't just give me like a V10. I'd just be like, I don't know. I can take it apart.
You could YouTube. I could take it apart.
Like you can take anything apart if you're determined enough.
That's true.
Getting it back together and working as you got it.
Yeah. What type of engines are you like good with? Like 2-stroke?
2-stroke engines are easy. I mean, that's simple.
Yeah.
I mean, like there are gearboxes, of course, in those. Gearboxes are generally all the same throughout like all dirt bike motors, and then 4-wheelers just kind of turn, like it just gets progressively bigger. 4-strokes are different because you have timing change and cams, and so you really just have to like make sure those are right, and that goes the same as like any car motor. You have timing, it's just more pistons, so things change within that, so there's more complexity each level. But like once you understand the basis of it all, you're like, all right, I can get this. It's just going to be more fine-tuning.
That's fair. But you're in construction now. What do you actually do?
So I'm a project engineer. So my company, each company is kind of different in how they do things. Like some people have different levels of project engineers. And then like the next step for me would be a APM, which is an assistant project manager. And so we just have like, we call them CEs now, which are construction engineers. So it's kind of a field or office, and we do a rotation within my company. To where you kind of experience everything from being in the field for a certain amount of time to going and estimating and being in that for a certain amount of time, and then working in the office under a project manager for a certain amount of time. Okay. So I was really lucky enough to work in Savannah for the same company I'm at now and kind of get more experience those things before I even started full time. And just kind of knew coming in like, hey, I want to do this.
Yeah. Did you do that while you were in school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Internships and part-time. So like summers I'd be like full-time. just doing whatever they asked me to do. And then during the year, I just work in the office.
You commuted from Statesboro to Savannah?
Yeah, it's 45 minutes. I mean, my office wasn't in Savannah. It was in Pooler. Mm-hmm. So it was like 45 minutes. So get out of class at, 10 o'clock, book it to Savannah. And then I was only in class like 2 or 3 days a week. So not bad.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's like your favorite part about what you do?
The brainstorming and like problem solving.
Yeah.
Like there's a fine line of like, you don't want to be problem solving all the time because that is just a general sign of poor management. Mm-hmm. But like thinking ahead and like using your past experiences in your projects that you've been on before to be like, oh no, I've done this before. Mm-hmm. Let's do this way because it streamlines everything into just a way better product for the owner or for whoever's going to use this building, that kind of thing. Like there's no relational aspect about it instead of like, I'm just sitting in a cubicle making someone else a bunch of money. Like I'm producing a product and working with very talented subcontractors to produce this, that then produces this, that then produces this all out building.
Okay. And so you guys are building like commercial sized buildings?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in like, I do tilt, which is essentially what you typically see as like warehouses. So essentially you just clear the land, do all your underground work. So your footings, all your MEPs, electrical, plumbing, whatever else you have to do underground. And then you cover that up. And depending on what the building's going to be, structurally, you either reinforce it or just do a regular slab. And then you start forming these giant boxes that look like just giant rectangles, fill them with rebar, fill it with concrete, get a giant crane out there. And then from the slab, it just goes like this. And then you got a wall and you just do that all the way around.
Okay. The neighborhood I live in, there's no HOA. And so these companies are coming in and just like tearing down small ranch houses and building bigger houses.
Huge houses.
They're not that big, but they're selling for a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been watching, their process the whole time. It's very interesting to see. And I just like, it's probably similar, just on a smaller scale.
Yeah. So faster on a smaller scale. And like, it's all just money management.
Yeah, that's true.
And time management.
Yeah. Because you can say that about life.
Yeah, you can apply that to really anything. And like, I got lunch with a buddy today and like just applying that also like just scripture as well too. It's been really interesting. And like just seeing how it all falls together.
Yeah, that's good. I kind of wish like construction seems so interesting to me. I like building things or being part of the building process. I just chose software, but it would have been nice to be like outside more. Like
yes, I think I have that fine line too. Like I've spent the past, since we're doing right now, we're in the process of like pouring all those panels and we're going to start lifting them up next week. Okay. And so I've been out there like literally with a 11x17 booklet of all these drawings to make sure that all the rebars are right, all the lift points are right. And so it's good. It's nice. It's freeing. But at the same time, it's like, dude, I want to be doing this every day.
That's
rather
true.
Be in the office, like thinking way, way ahead of things.
Yeah, that's fair. I know some.
So it's a good 50-50.
I know some people that work for Brassfield and Gorey, and they always talk about how they have like a semen pour or something like that.
Yeah.
And we were at a wedding and this guy's pulling out his phone. I was like, hey, what you doing? He's like, I got to check on my pour. He's like watching the video game.
Yeah. Watching the live cam. Like, all right, everyone's there. It looks good. Right.
He's like, I probably should be there, but I'm here. So
like field staff is just another breed. And it's like very interesting, like watching kids from college, like come into the workforce and like either pick that or not pick that. Cause it's like just a different mentality. Like, hey, I'm going to be away. Like if I want to start a family, I'm going to be away. Like every 2 years, I'm probably gonna have to move somewhere and like start a new friend group. And like, it's very like, we need that more and more. Like, cause I think the general age on my job site right now is probably like 40. Okay. Like I am probably one of the youngest people on the job site.
So are you going to have to move around?
No, I mean, that's one of the benefits of being in the office. Like, I could just do my job from the office in Atlanta. Like, I do like being out of the job site more because you learn more out there. Like, you can see the problem instead of like being like, hey, send me a picture. I don't understand what you're saying.
Right.
Like, I could just walk out there and be like, yeah, that's a problem. Let's figure this out. That was the benefit of my last job. I was out there for 2 years every day. And anytime someone called me, there were 12 buildings in total. So anytime someone called me, I just walk out there and be like, all right, what's going on? How do we fix this? Or how do we avoid this? Or how can we redesign this to not be a massive cost?
That's interesting. It's interesting you brought that up because I had a conversation with someone recently about how you don't really hear about people moving for their work very much anymore unless they like absolutely want to, you know? But like you never hear like so-and-so work from home. But like, I mean, people would move into town and be like, oh, what are you doing here? It's like, my dad got a job and we moved from California. I was like, what? Yeah. Like you just like don't hear about that anymore.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think of a guy in our office that just moved, but like he moved to the other side of Georgia with his family. So like I think about his kids, how they have to say that, but they're young. Like that's never gonna be a difference for them. Right. Yeah, I guess you really don't hear about that anymore.
I wonder. Well,
typically with like field staff, like they just stay in a hotel week to week and go home, like home.
Oh, sure.
And like that's what my superintendent did in my last job. He would just have a hotel all 4 days of the week, 5 days of the week, and then you just go back to South Carolina.
I mean, I remember my Josie's stepdad worked in Philadelphia, and he had like an apartment there, and he would live there for a few days of the week and then come home.
Yeah,
which was crazy. But I just feel like people value where they live more now.
Absolutely.
And I mean, part of me would like to live somewhere else because I've lived in the same place like my literal entire life. But at the same time, like we've built community where our families around here. Like, you know, so. But we just had some friends who moved to Tampa, and like, I don't know, it just sounds so freeing at the same time.
I think it's like just weighing the pros and cons, because I have thought about it too, like going back to Savannah, or like we have so many different offices within my company that I could just be like, hey, I want to go try somewhere else. Right. And like just thinking about it, be like, I could do that. Like you could. I could restart. It'd be fine. Yeah. There's nothing holding me here other than this job. So.
Right, because your family moved away.
Yeah, they live north of Atlanta now, not in East Cobb anymore.
Right, and you lived with them for a little while, and you were commuting.
Commuting a lot.
Yeah.
That was that taught me a lot of patience very quickly.
I'm sure.
So it was good. I think it was a good learning experience, and just also being in the field was great for me, and just kind of taught me to just deal with things. Yeah.
When you were commuting, like how many hours did you spend in the car a week?
See, let's call hour and a half there. Yeah. No, hour and a half there, hour and a half back, so 3
a day.
Can't do math. But average 3.
Yeah.
So
15 hours commuting.
15 hours a week. Yeah.
Dude,
so many podcasts, dude. I got them on deck.
I'm sure. What's your like your go-to podcast?
I have a motocross podcast that's 4 hours. So that I break that up during the week now. But before I'd listen to it in like a day, which was depressing because I'd finish it and be like, all right, now let's go find something else.
Does it come out once a week?
Yeah, during the race season, once a week.
Oh,
so when it's like not race season, I was like, they do like one every 2 weeks, and I was just like fiending for that because I was like, I just want to know. It's like I just need something entertaining, and they're really funny. That, let me think, what else? Murder mystery podcasts, not murder mystery, but like just murder podcasts would sound great.
Did you listen to that Office Chicks podcast or whatever it's called?
I used to, not anymore.
You don't anymore?
Yeah, I got off of that one. I stopped using the Apple podcast and just started using Spotify and just haven't subscribed again. Dude, they're just like, I work with a bunch of dudes all the time. Like sometimes I just need to hear a female voice because I was commuting 3 hours every day. And I was just like, I just need to hear. I don't know what they're talking about. Apparently, there's something's going on with The Bachelor. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna listen to it talk.
You should have called your mom or something. Like
I live with her. Like what was I gonna do?
True.
So,
no, but you don't anymore. So
don't anymore. No.
How's your your mental health changed since moving out of your parents' house?
Like, I would think in the last year, like, just adjusting to things. And like, I see a therapist now, and like, she's just kind of helped me like realign things, and like, just in the ups and downs I've been through, and like just realigning. And like, it's been good. Short answer. Like, it's been much better. Like, I'm not nearly as tired or like irritable.
Okay.
Like when I used to get to work some days, like, hey, like 7:30, hey, we got a problem here, and I would just almost lose it.
Yeah.
And be like, dude, like,
I just got here.
Yeah. Like, can you not handle this right now? But then again, that's like my job is to handle it. Right. So then it like immediately clicks in of like, okay, yeah, let's go take care of this.
Right.
Kind of gotta just switch the mindsets.
I was just wondering if like living with your parents was weighing on you, like not even just from the commuting aspect, but like I remember when I was in college, I was living with a friend's parents, not even my own parents, but like just living in their basement, and it was so like every day I was just like, this is a great situation that I'm in. It's super nice of them, but like I just felt like I needed to do something for myself. I just, you know, and I feel so bad for a lot of people our age because it's so freaking expensive.
Yeah.
To do anything on your own.
Absolutely.
And so like finding an apartment that I could afford was like impossible. I couldn't do it by myself. And then finding friends to live with was hard too.
Yeah. It's like, I didn't expect it to be so hard after college. I was like, it's gonna be the exact same experience. Like, I'll just go find some buddies and be like, hey, y'all want to live together?
Right.
Not that way. Very hard.
It doesn't work that way.
No. And then like just finding an apartment or a house that like worked for both Shim and I at the time was like a 6-month long process. Like it dragged out forever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think it weighed on me negatively. And I was super appreciative of it. And plus like where I was staying was essentially like a separate apartment. I could fully live by myself if I wanted to.
That's nice.
So, like fully separate myself from them if I wanted to. But it was good. Like I didn't come home a lot during college, or as much as I should. So it was like good to like spend quality time with them. Like good to have like family dinner with them and like just kind of hang out with them. And like my dad's very into street bikes, so good to just like be around that with him.
Yeah. Did they rent another part of their house to nursing students or something like that? Or...
Yeah, they rented out to traveling nurses for the local hospital. Yeah.
Were you living there while a nurse was also living there?
No, I took the nurse's apartment.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like...
I pretty much graduated and I was like, hey, that nurse you got living there? Gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
That's funny. I didn't know if they had that and then you, and so like there was just like a bunch of people.
No, that would have been the times that like I did stay there, like over a weekend, going to a race or something like that. My dad was always just like, hey, we have a guest downstairs. And I was like, she's paying money to be here. Like, why do I have to be quiet? Like, and then he was like, well, she works night shift. And I was like, all right, fine, whatever. You're a prisoner in your own house, but okay.
Yeah, I know, right? But they're making some money, I guess.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That nurse is per diem. It made me question my entire college career. Dude, all 7 years of it.
Yeah, 7 years. Is that really how long it took you to graduate?
Well, I mean, let's see. 3 years pursuing engineering.
Yeah.
And then got kicked out for a year. And then another year of engineering again because I was dumb. I was like, nah, it'll work this time. Did not work. And then switched to construction. That took me 3 years. So yeah, pretty much 7 years.
Dang. I mean, dude, I give you props. Like you were one of the most like determined people.
So invested. I was like, I'm not leaving this stupid county without a diploma.
Yeah, which is great for you. Like good on you, because it stinks that you were so determined to get something that just couldn't work out.
Yeah. All like the hands-on stuff of the engineering school.
Yeah.
Blow it out of the water.
Right.
When we got to like physics and like just the math, like high-end math of it, and I was like, why do I need this? We have computers that can tell me these answers.
That's true. That's true.
And all the professors were like, nope, you need to know it.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't agree with it. And I was like, this is stupid.
So you're dyslexic, right? Like
yeah.
When were you diagnosed?
I remember going to for testing, probably first grade.
Oh, okay.
Or like kindergarten, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty early, right? Like some people don't figure it out for a while.
Well, yeah, but like it was pretty evident. Like I got held back in kindergarten just because I like couldn't even do like the reading exercises we were doing.
Okay.
And then when I went to I went and got lunch actually with a guy I went to that private school with.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, and he and I like both talked about like the struggles and how we didn't recognize it and tried to hide it.
Yeah.
Did recognize it, and like just pretend that we could read, to like not have to leave school, because that's very like for a 5 or 6 year old, like you don't quantify that like I'm just going to a weird school, like they aren't here to help me. This is just a weird school full of weird people that I don't know.
Right.
So like yeah, around that age, I remember like going and doing like a full day of testing with my dad, and then going back to school. And then the last day of my second year of kindergarten, like last day of school, my parents were like, hey, you're going to a different school next year. And like end of discussion. Like I think I cried about it, obviously, as a little kid, not understanding what was going on. And then like that first day of school, we had to do like a reading assignment just to see where we were at. And like it would look all like just a crossword puzzle to me. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want from me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. And like, I pretty much told the teacher that. And I was like, I ain't got it.
Right.
So got put in like a special divided class with the guy who I got lunch with and like two others.
Uh-huh.
And like, I still remember Miss Shirley, like she taught me to read. Like she taught me how to do that and like broke everything down for me in a way that worked in my head. So it was really cool.
So this is a dumb question, but like you can read now, obviously.
Yes. No, I've just memorized a lot of words.
Well, that's what all reading is. Prove me wrong. But does it still work? Like, look jumbled, or you just like understand the jumbledness?
I only notice it if I'm going too fast. Like if I read an email, or really it's if I type things out, and even if I'm looking at myself typing things out, like I typed out, there is no crying in baseball for some reason today. And like type that out, and like I misspelled baseball. Like I didn't even put an E in it. I like in my mind I put an E there, but when I looked at it, there was no E. And like I just have to reread all my emails now, and like just reread what I type out or what I write out. My writing's really bad. Like I miss stuff all the time, but I can decipher it. But people who don't have dyslexia are like, why did you forget all these verbs or like all these letters?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Writing is not as bad for me, but when I type, sometimes I think way faster than I'm typing.
Yeah. So I think that's something for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think it just affects me on a different level because I'll be so eager to get something out the window or out the door.
But how do numbers work? Like,
dude, numbers were a challenge. Like, that was pure memorization. I remember getting called out for that. Like, remember those multiplication sheets that we had to do, and they were timed? Mm-hmm. So I remember like just memorizing those. Like we had like 3 that we would do like back to back. And I just, every week I'd memorize more once we like went back and graded them. So I just memorize like the lines and be like 6, 14, 42, like just remembering them. So I could fill out more and more every week and get better grades. And then finally my teacher's like, you should know the one on the very bottom. Like, what is it? You never get to it. And I just didn't know it. And I was like, I don't even know like what those numbers are. So that was like a whole nother challenge.
It's so crazy how like different people's brains work. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Just from like person to person, and then
Oh yeah,
you know,
like the bosses I've worked with over like just I think construction management like project managers, like they just think in ways that like I want to be able to think in the future, and I just need more experience in that. But like sometimes they'll just say stuff where I'm like, how are you even thinking about that right now?
Yeah.
Like, how do you even have that foresight? And I'm like, oh, well, they have like 20 years experience on me.
Right.
Where I'm like thinking like 2 to 3 months out, they're thinking a year, 2 years. Like this is what's going to be going on. This is where we're going to be at. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah. My previous boss, he got promoted, but he thought that way. I talked to him about something, and I'd say something, and he would respond, and I would look at him and be like, what are you talking about? And he would say like, well, if you think of this and then this and then this, you get to here. And I was like, bro, I didn't even think of like this.
Yeah.
Like, how did you think of this, and this, and then you got to this?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, wow.
It's like thinking that way is just very difficult for me unless I have like a full grasp on it. And like, even within dirt biking, like when I started riding, I never thought I would be like where I'm at now. Like I thought it would just still be a hobby, but like it was just like so many cumulative steps of going up.
Yeah, but sometimes that's okay. Like living your life day to day.
Absolutely.
You know, like I think there's beauty in the simplicity in that.
Absolutely.
Because so many people get caught up in like everyone's like,
trying
hey, what's your 5-year plan?
Out.
Yeah, what's your 5-year plan? It's like I don't know. Like I mean, I have an idea of what I'd like it to be.
Yeah.
But like focusing on that makes me miss out on what I'm doing right now.
Absolutely. We my Bible study like talked about that last night, and like we been going through James 5 and like all of that, and like is it pretty much exactly what we just talked about? Just like you can't plan tomorrow. Like we're not called to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that in high school, Carrie asked us. He kept bringing up like the birds. There's that's verse in Matthew. It's like the birds don't even worry about where the next meal is going to come from.
Yeah.
How much more does God love you compared to the birds? Like, why do you worry about anything? And oh man, he played like the biggest devil's advocate for so long.
He loved playing the devil's advocate.
Oh man, it pissed me off. I remember like being like visibly angry. I don't remember exactly what he said or what I was arguing, but like, it really got to us.
I thought about calling him and Justin today. I lead a 7th grade group, and I'm just like, how were you employed to do this? I volunteer. How are you employed? How did you sign up for this? Yeah, they get a paycheck. Okay, but like, dude,
not a lot.
Made it work.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
I think about like youth groups and things like that all the time, and just how important having dynamic leaders are.
Oh, absolutely.
Or leaders is how important it is to have dynamic leaders. Because like you can look around at some of these youth groups, and it's just like you look at the types of kids that are there, and it's just like, man, like obviously the leadership here just like isn't what it should be. You know, and I feel bad saying that, but like getting people who are athletic and outgoing and honestly like good looking, and you know, like they attract all types of people to your group to like spread the word, to tell people about Jesus. But then you get like some leaders in there, like you get older people in there and like things like that, and they don't like to participate outside of the church hours, and it just really reflects on the type of students that you get.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were so blessed with the leaders that we had.
I remember always being so frustrated, like when someone would leave, and then like looking back on it now, like that was very much like probably what was best for us at the time. Like a change up, a new person, a new dynamic in the church, and like how much it like just helped me grow in that time. Yeah. Like having Justin, Carrie. Who's after Carrie? I don't remember. But
there's a lot of them at one point. Like they were cycling through.
Yeah.
The consistency is good as well.
Mm-hmm.
So part of me wants to start volunteering with at the church in the youth group there. But
Do it.
At the same time, I mean, like I have so many like responsibilities already. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I want people to give another night of what excuse me. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Josie's been out of town since last Wednesday, and
is she on family vacation?
Yeah, she went with her family to France.
Oh,
yeah, poor her.
Casual.
But I have been. I mean, I haven't been doing anything like wrong or bad. I just haven't been living my super structured life that I do when she's around.
Yeah,
and like it's crazy how a little bit of unstructuredness like just
will change everything. Yeah.
So
Tuesday we didn't have a small group or Bible study, and like it's just felt pretty weird up until I guess yesterday when like I got back on my schedule.
Yeah. I haven't been able to go to that one in a while. It's like 7 p.m. and I finish my work day. I'm like chilling, I'm decompressing. Next thing I know, it's 6:45, and I'm like, oh, I need to leave right now. Do I really want to do that? Do I really want to drive over to his house and deal
I have
with
that with
gate
my
code?
Stupid gate code.
Yeah.
I have that with my Wednesday one. Like Tuesdays, I'm coming from the job site. Like I have no choice but to go by there.
Oh,
so
sure.
It works. But Wednesdays I come home from work and then go to our Bibles, the guy's house, and like the amount of times I've just been laying on the couch where I was like, I need to go right now.
Right.
I need to leave right now.
Majority of the time I haven't eaten yet. And I was like, I haven't eaten yet, but I need to eat because I don't get back until like 9:30 sometimes.
Dude, let's go eat dinner afterwards. I never eat until after.
Yeah, but I go to bed at 9:30.
We can leave at a prompt 8:15, 8:30.
Maybe we'll see. That is an option. Where would you want to get food?
Wherever you want to get food.
I don't know where I want to get food. I don't eat out anymore, so like.
Oh yeah, you don't. How Chipotle?
I mean, those are good options.
Healthy food.
Healthy food. Next week, I think we're doing
healthy food.
Healthy, quote unquote. Next week, we're actually getting dinner as a group.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
Correct.
Nice. Now I'm making myself hungry.
Mm.
Oh, all right, man. I am gonna go. I'm gonna cook a steak. But yeah, or maybe burgers. Do you think I should have a steak or a burger?
Burgers you're gonna cook.
I have 2 pounds of ground beef, or I think it's a strip steak.
Strip steak. Well, no. Tomorrow, cook the strip steak tomorrow. It's Friday. Have a beer.
That's fair.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Wait,
I love that.
Do that tomorrow.
I'll make the burgers tonight because then I can have them for lunch tomorrow too. So like I'll just
there you
go.
All.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. What do you got? What would your closing words to someone who's listening? What would you tell them?
From all that experience, like God will send you down the right path. Absolutely. It's going to be a little weird. It's going to be bumpy. He's never going to like. The hurt you're going to experience is never going to permanently hurt you forever.
Yeah.
And it's going to help. It's going to change you. And it's going to make you better.
I love that.
Yeah.
Nice, man. I appreciated this conversation. It was good. It was just good catching up with you.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to go cook my burgers. What are you going to have?
I have a pack of chicken tenders I need to grill.
Dinosaur? Chicken tenders? Dinosaur chicken nuggets?
Chicken nuggets. I wish they were chicken nuggets.
I was just... Well,
I'm not 26 anymore. I don't eat chicken nuggets anymore.
Oh God, not 26.
2 years changed me,
2 years. All right, well, tell Shim I said hey. And...
All right, he's deployed right now. FEMA deployed him.
Oh, I remember you saying that. Where is he deployed to?
I don't know. I don't know where he went. I need to track him. I don't know where my phone is.
You don't know where he went?
No, he didn't know where he was going.
Oh. But he got deployed today?
This morning, 8 a.m. Deployed.
Wow.
I think saying deployed for paramedics is pretty funny. So I'm going to refer to that.
Did he leave the state?
I don't know. Hold on. Stand by.
I was like, what? Okay.
Because they sent orders, and they were like, find.
How does this work? Like, did he sign up for this, or like?
I think when he signed up, he like marked like available for being on call. He's in Louisiana, Baton Rouge.
Okay.
At a airport, it looks like.
I was gonna say, did he fly there?
No, they definitely drove. Dang, they drove far today. I've done that drive. That's not a fun drive.
Yeah, dude, that's a long drive. How long is he gone?
Stinks. He'll be gone the whole week, apparently.
Wow.
But he's getting paid the entire time.
Okay, well, that's good.
So, money.
His hourly wage?
Yeah. I think more.
Oh, nice.
I would hope more.
Yeah. And they're probably paying for like his hotel or wherever he's staying.
Who knows? I know linemen, like typically don't get hotels.
He just sleeps in the truck.
Yeah, they just sleep in trucks or outside. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay. Well, enjoy your time alone then, I guess.
A lot of time to do some laundry I haven't done.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. I was supposed to do that today, but I had to go into the office unexpectedly. So, like, I had the whole day planned to do the laundry, do some chores that I told Josie I would get done before she gets home.
We're waiting till the exact last minute, so that's good.
I was planning to do it today, but now I have to do it all tomorrow before her flight gets in at like 3 or something like that.
Oh boy.
So it's not a ton of stuff. And I'm actually really proud of myself because this go round, I didn't just like explode all over the place. Like usually she leaves and like I become a 100% unstructured.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I was still fairly structured. I just like didn't go to bed like I usually do. I didn't wake up at the same time I had been, and I ate not as healthily. And so, but I feel
like any married guy when his wife is out of town is just gonna like go a little crazy.
Yeah, and I did. I ate fast food.
Michael ate a whole pizza by himself last week when his wife was out of town. He told me that openly. I was like, I don't know if I'd say that.
I could do that. I actually thought about getting a Mel mushroom pizza and eating the whole thing. I could have gotten one of those Diavola pizzas from Antico's and eaten the whole thing by myself.
Oh, dude, Diavola's so good.
It was so good.
So good.
I just keep making myself hungrier.
You're really just building this up to be incredible burgers.
I'll let you know.
All right, yeah.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, good talk to you.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. Your support means the world to me. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to follow on whatever platform you're listening on and send it to a friend. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please leave a review. They really help boost my exposure. If you're on YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed and liking every video. It really helps the algorithm. Links to all my and my guest socials, along with music credits, are in the show notes. Thanks so much. Love y'all. Bye.